Welcome back, everyone. Hey, last week we talked about backup versus sync. Wendy did, actually, not we. Wendy did. And then this week she's going to tell you a little about the different options that you have for this. Now, this is pretty important. It's a little bit advanced in some areas, but what you want to really do is you want to have two different backups. One, at your own home, and then one that's off of site. So pay attention to her different options that she suggests, and let us know too in the comments below what type of backup do you use. And if you have any questions, please post below. Bye for now.
There are a bunch of different sync options that you guys have probably heard about. The most common one, I think, at least in my circles, is Dropbox. Google Drive is another one, which is a little bit different from Google Photos, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. Apple Drive is another one. If you have any Apple devices like an iPhone or an iPad, you probably already have an Apple iCloud account. And Microsoft OneDrive is another one that's very common. If you have a Microsoft subscription through work or school, you will have a Microsoft One account too. All of these have a free tier up to a certain amount of space, and then a paid tier for a lot more space. So Dropbox gives you 2 GB free. 2 TB is about $200 a year, and you get a 30-day history. So anything beyond 30 days where you've, like, say you've deleted something and you need to go back and get it, you're not going to be able to recover it after 30 days. With Google Drive, you get 15 GB free. They're a little bit more generous on the free plan. And 100 GB is only $20 a year, 200 GB, $30 a year, and you can go up to 2 TB for $99 a year. With Google Photos, that is free, but if you back up or sync your photos with Google Photos, and that is sync, not backup, but if you sync them with Google Photos, they are compressing your photos. If you put them into Google Drive, you will have the full resolution of your photos, but that will count against whatever your data plan is for that. Apple iCloud, 50 GB is 99 cents a month, 200 GB is $2.99 a month, and 2 TB is $9.99 a month. You can also have a family plan with iCloud that everybody can share that pool of data. So like our family has the 200 GB plan right now. We need more, so we probably are going to have to upgrade, but all of us share that 200 GB. Your backups on your phones and iPads and your photo storage, if you store your photos in iCloud, will count against those data limits, which is why you kind of run out really quick with that Apple iCloud drive. And then Microsoft OneDrive, 5 GB free, 100 GB is 99 cents a month, 1 TB is $70 a year. That comes with your Office 365 account. You can also have a family plan there, which will come with the Office 365. So if you're already paying for that, take a look, because you probably already have a good amount of space with Microsoft OneDrive.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Okay, Sonia asks, what is the difference between compressed and uncompressed?
Okay, so when a photo is compressed, it basically analyzes your photo and removes pixels that it thinks that your eye won't really notice to make the photo smaller, or to make the file smaller. So it doesn't necessarily change the resolution specifications, but it does remove data from the photo when it compresses it. That said, I did some tests with the Google Photo compression, and I went ahead and had some photos printed from the original and from the compressed, and to my eye, I couldn't really tell the difference. So for me, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, I use the Google Photos as an additional backup, but I also make a backup of my photos to in the full resolution. That way, if something really drastic does go wrong and I lose the full resolution ones in the multiple places that they are, I still can have that Google version, even though it's a little bit more compressed. It's better than nothing. And it's free. Any photos that you upload to Google using the Google Photos app, you don't get charged for.
Perfect. She says, thank you. And Carol says,
You're welcome.
what about backing up about 10 terabyte of photos? What is the best way to do this?
Okay, so we'll talk about backup in a minute,
Okay.
and we can look at some options for that.
Okay, Janine, I'm just kind of reading them I don't read them before I read them. So should we have Dropbox and iCloud?
I use iCloud. iCloud is just very simple since it's built into your phone and your iPad. So it just makes backing those things up super duper easy. If you move to another phone or iPad, or you have to, for some reason, reinstall it, if you've backed everything up in the iCloud, it makes it so much easier to restore it. So I do use that. And then I also use Dropbox for syncing things back and forth. So mainly for me, that's going to be supplies and photos that I want to work on in multiple places. It's going to be photos that I want to share with family and friends. And then work things that I want to be able to send to other people or give download links like to you guys. I use Dropbox for all that. So for me, they serve different purposes. So you can use them alongside each other.
Perfect. Okay. And then she says, thank you. And then Gail, and if any of these questions are going to be held later, just say, let's table that for later if you want to do
Okay.
that. Gail asks, can you sync between Apple, iPad, and PC?
Not directly. So anything stored on your Apple devices using iCloud, I don't think there's an iCloud for PC. But if you were to put something in your Dropbox folder from your Apple device, you could access that on a PC.
Okay. Shelley asks, does Google Drive have a history for recovery?
That is a good question. I'm going to make a little note of that, and I'll see if I can find out that answer by the end of class.
And then Bobby says, yes, I have that same maybe problem about the iPad, because a lot of people have iPads, but then they also have a PC, like I do actually. So I don't even do a backup of my iPad because my son does all that stuff. But
yeah, so in that case, yeah, I would be using the iCloud backup, but you can also use your iCloud for sync. So it's a little bit different. You can back up your devices to the iCloud, but you can also store files in there that you want to sync between devices. So you kind of can do both with iCloud.
Yeah. So Lisa says, yeah, this is there is iCloud for Windows app. I use it. So Lisa says she does use it. I bet there's all kinds of ways around stuff.
Yeah. And you can log in as well and access some things by logging in at the iCloud website to access some files and download things there as well.
And then one other question, and then we'll keep rolling. Denise says, does Wendy know anything about Amazon photo storage?
Yes, I do. I don't think I covered this too much. I actually, so with Amazon, they do have a photo storage option, and they also have a backup drive option. And I actually was using their backup drive option, but I am in the middle of switching over to something else. But it's definitely something else that you can look at. I don't have a whole lot of experience with the photo option, but I know it is out there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so once you kind of look into the different sync options and decide what ones you want to try out, there are two ways that you can use them. You can through their websites at like dropbox.com, drive.google.com, that kind of thing, iCloud.com, or you can download the software onto your computer and install it, and what happens is it actually shows up as if it's a folder on your computer. That really is the easiest way to use it on a computer or a laptop. It makes it really super easy because then you can just drag and drop things in there, you can copy and paste things in there, and it's way easier than trying to upload it through the web browser. So to do that, you just go to the website of the sync service that you want to use. You're going to go ahead and sign up, create your account, pay for your plan, and then it will prompt you to download and install the software. A lot of them have free trials too, so you could go ahead and install it and then opt to pay for it later once your trial is over. Once you install the software, you'll just log in with the account you created, information you created, and then it will go ahead and put that folder on your computer so you can store files in there. So I don't know if, let me see. Okay, so you can see here, I don't have it. Let's see. I don't know if I have it on this. Oh, here it is right here. So there's my Dropbox folder. And if I were to go in there, you would, see all my personal files, but it works just like any other folder on your computer. If you use Dropbox and you have a company Dropbox account, you can actually have two folders. You can have your personal account and your business account, and it'll show up as two different folders on there. I'm not sure if any of the other services work that way, but because I have a work Dropbox account too, I know that's how it works for me. So, oops. Okay, so that is how to set up those folders on your computer.